Cookies! Om nom 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 nom! Welcome everyone to RWBY Volume 1.
Please don't, never do it, don't you understand what I mean when I say so? Never do it now, just don't know why you make me feel like this again. Never do it now, never, don't you understand what I mean when I say so? Never do it now, just don't know why you make me feel like this again. Never do it now, never.
So yeah, you may be wondering why I'm doing Volume 1 after Volume 2. Well, that's because I did do Volume 1, but it was absolute garbage, so I deleted it. I know I can do better, and this series deserves better. So, let's redo RWBY Volume 1. We open up with...
Stories scattered through time. Mankind has grown quite fond of recounting the exploits of heroes and villains, forgetting so easily that we are remnants, byproducts of a forgotten past.
Cortana? So, this is where you've been. Yep, that's Jen Taylor, the voice of Cortana, as the narrator. After that, we cut to a dust shop being robbed.
Shh, calm down. We're not here for your money. Grab the dust.
The guy robbing said dust shop is Roman Torchwick, a reoccurring villain. One of the nameless goons spots a teenage girl and decides to mess with her. This seems unwise.
Are you robbing me?
Yes.
Oh.
The 15-year-old with the 4-foot giant gun scythe is our main character, Ruby Rose, who commits manslaughter by turning the goon's ribs into shrapnel and crushing them to death. Ruby chases after Roman, but he hops on an airship and blasts Ruby using a dust crystal. However, she's saved by Glenda Goodwitch.
Really?
Glenda starts to attack the airship, but a mysterious woman starts blowing shit up and they get away. Glenda takes Ruby someplace, it's never really explained where they are, and she meets Professor Ozpin, and opens a portal to the negative zone to store the cookies for later. Ozpin then offers Ruby a chance to attend a school Beacon Academy, and she takes it. This is a decent opener. It introduces the world and our main character well, but it is a bit slow. On the way there, we're introduced to my favorite character, Ruby's sister, Yang. Ruby and Yang arrive at Beacon, and Ruby starts fangirling out about all the different weapons, and now I have to go on a tangent about Yang's fashion choices. Oh god, where to begin? We have a Leone-style sash across her boobs, a scarf, and a jacket that allows for a semi-midriff, which is fine, I guess. However, what really boggles my mind is the lower half. First off, what's with these Daisy Duke bike shorts? Why would you wear those into a fight? I don't think they'd breathe very well. But what really sends me over the edge is, what is this? What purpose does this serve? Does Yang not want people looking at her ass? Is it a dust ruffle for your ass? An ass ruffle? I don't know, it just looks silly. Yang ditches Ruby and she trips over some luggage and gets bitched at by another one of our main characters, Weiss. Then Ruby sneezes on some dust which causes an explosion. Sure. This gets the attention of yet another main character, Blake, who then layeth the smackdown on Weiss.
Same company, infamous for its controversial labor forces and questionable business partners.
Before Ruby can thank her, Blake walks off and she's helped out by another important character, Jean. I like Jean. Yeah, sure, he's a stereotypical wimpy character, but as we'll see later on, he'll start to grow into his own. They arrive at an assembly hall and more comedic shenanigans happen.
You! Oh god, it's happening again! You're lucky we weren't blown off the side of the cliff.
Oh my god, you really exploded.
After that, they all assemble in the ballroom for the night. There we get some more comedy and some of Ruby's insecurities. The next day, we're introduced to two more important characters, Nora and Ren. Let me just say this. I fucking love Nora, as we'll see later on. Everyone starts getting ready for initiation, and we're introduced to the last important character of this season, Pyrrha.
Hello again.
Who takes a liking to Jean. Something that will be built upon later. Everyone gathers on a cliff and is launched into the forest for initiation. Damn, Osmond's kind of a dick. They all land in awesome ways except Jean.
I'm sorry.
RWBY meets up with Weiss, who is less than enthusiastic.
Wait! Where are you going?
But when she comes across Jean, she changes her mind.
By no means does this make us friends. You came back!
However, Pyrrha wants to be on his team, which is a better trade if you ask me. Yang starts looking for RWBY, but comes across a group of Ursa, and starts kicking their asses.
Jeez, you two couldn't hit the broadside of the...
Oh shit, last time that happened, some bitch got the Zod treatment. After that, Yang meets up with Blake, and RWBY and Weiss start bickering.
Well, I'm sorry that you need my help to win a fight. I'm just fine on my own. Well, congratulations on being the strongest child to sneak your way into Beacon. Bravo.
Hey, ready for some more exposition?
Of course I do. Do you know what aura is?
Aura is the manifestation of our soul.
RWBY and Weiss are still arguing like an old married couple.
It means you're a big, stupid jerk and I hate you! Just keep moving. Oh, just keep moving. Hurry up. Wow, watch where you're going. Why are you so bossy? I'm not bossy.
And so Ben Bossy was born. Blake and Yang come across the forest temple while Jean and Pyrrha enter a cave and piss off a giant scorpion.
You two, don't let...
I wonder if RWBY and Weiss are still arguing.
We're fine! Stop worrying! I am so far beyond worrying! In a good way, in a bad way, in a very bad way! Well, why don't we just jump? What are you, insane? Oh, you insufferable little rat!
And this is why Nora is awesome.
Aw, it's broken.
Because she's fucking insane. I mean, just look at her. She doesn't even care that they're about to die. So, Weiss is about to fall. Wait, I just noticed something. Weiss is wearing a jacket. Who would make something like this? It's not big enough to zip or snap together, and it doesn't even come down to her hips. Plus, how does her dress stay on? Is the jacket a part of the dress? God, the outfits in this show are dumb. Everyone's finally together.
The gang's all here. Now we could die together.
RWBY charges the giant scorpion, but fails when Yavaddle uses Feather Shot and pins RWBY down. Before the giant scorpion can kill her, Weiss saves her and the two finally come to an understanding, and everyone GTFOs. Then we get an awesome action sequence ending with, well, this. After that, everyone is assigned into teams, RWBY, Weiss, Blake, and Yang, with RWBY as its leader, and Jean, Pyrrha, Nora, and Ren with Jean as the leader. Which is kind of head-scratching at first. Next two episodes are about RWBY and Weiss butting heads. Again. Well, it's more about Weiss not being able to accept RWBY as team leader, which is quickly resolved. It's not that it's bad, but it feels a bit repetitive. However, it does add to the overall theme of this season, which I will explain in the end bits. The next episode starts out with Jean fighting the resident bully, Cardin. And yes, he's as one-dimensional as you'd think. John's ass-kicking is getting him down, and Nora offers a perfectly rational solution to his problems.
We'll break his legs!
After Jean and Cardin get chewed out by a teacher, Pyrrha offers to train Jean when he drops a bomb of epic proportions.
I wasn't really accepted into Beacon.
What do you mean?
I mean, I didn't go to combat school, I didn't pass any tests, I didn't earn my spot at this academy. I lied. I got my hands on some fake transcripts, and I lied.
Yep, John cheated, and I can't get pissed at him. I'll explain why in the character bits at the end. John, being a complete and total idiot, turns down Pyrrha's help while acting like a total dick about it. Carden overhears and starts blackmailing him. But enough about that, let's go on a field trip. Long story short, Carden tells John to throw a jar of sap at Pyrrha, but he throws it at Carden instead and gets beaten up for it. The smell of sap attracts an Ursa, which attacks Carden, and John starts to fight it. With a little help from Pyrrha, John decapitates the Ursa and earns Carden's respect. Later that night, Pyrrha and John make up, and the start of an obvious romance happens, but that's not inherently a bad thing. The next episode, Ruby and her team wander around Vale as the town prepares for the Vital Festival. They then see a faunus named Sun being pursued because he stowed away on a ship, and the gang chases after him. They then run into...
Salutations! Hello.
Are you okay?
I'm wonderful. Thank you for asking.
the awesome ball of awkward awesomeness, Penny. This encounter leads to the best joke in the season.
I'm here to fight in the tournament.
Wait, you're fighting in the tournament?
I'm combat ready.
Forgive me, but you hardly look the part, says the girl wearing a dress.
It's a combat skirt. Yeah.
Weiss and Blake get into a very heated and uncomfortable debate about the White Fang, a radical group of faunus who fight for equality using violent methods. They're kinda like the Black Panthers. The argument itself hints to Weiss having an abusive childhood and reveals that Blake is not only being a faunus, but also an ex-member of the White Fang. She runs out and meets up with Sun, and we get her backstory.
I was there. I was at the front of every rally. I took part in every boycott. And I actually thought we were making a difference.
Ruby and the others start looking for Blake when they run into Penny again.
Conclusions.
I think when we hear it, you'll all realize I was right. And I think Weiss's hair looks wonderful today. Ah, Penny, where did you come from?
Actually, Yang and Weiss ditch Ruby while Blake and Sun intercept the White Fang robbing a dust shipment. Ruby and Penny then arrive, and holy shit, Penny just killed those guys! Well, maybe they're not dead. I mean, this is a fantasy. Good God, Penny, these people have families! After that massacre, Weiss and Blake make up, and it just kind of ends. RWBY Volume 1 is great, and I enjoyed every bit of it, but it's far from perfect. While the first half was really good and well-paced, the second half was pretty hit or miss. The Badge of Burden felt kind of pointless, and Forever Fall could have been compressed into one episode. However, the episodes aren't bad by any stretch of the imagination. The overall theme of this season is overcoming one's own personal insecurities, further illustrated by what development characters went through. RWBY was bumped up 2 years and feels as if she doesn't belong, that she was given special treatment for really no reason at all, hence why she was so fixated on proving herself to Weiss, of all people. In the Badge of Burden, Weiss tells RWBY she doesn't want to be on a team led by her, reaffirming those insecurities, reinforcing the previous thought that she does not belong there and that she maybe deserves to be sent back. However, Osmond tells her that it's only been 1 day and she realizes she's been overreacting. Blake's insecurities came from her past associations with the White Fang and what it has become. Remember, she grew up in the White Fang and witnessed it change from a relatively peaceful protesting organization to an extremist terrorist group. She feels guilt over participating in those actions and fears what her friends might think of her if they found out, but finds reassurance when they make it clear they don't really care about her past, but what she does now. The person who had the most insecurities would have to be Jean, bar none. He wants to be a hero like his ancestors, but lacks the physical capabilities and training. So he got in through false pretenses in an attempt to continue that legacy. Like RWBY, Jean feels the need to prove himself, but not to others, but to himself. He wants to prove that his actions were justified, even if they're not. He wants to prove to himself that he is worthy of standing next to his team and leading them, even if he isn't. He felt that the only way for him to get over those insecurities was to do it alone, hence why he was such a dick to Pyrrha. However, it was only through Pyrrha helping him that he got over those insecurities, whether he knew it or not, prompting him to ask Pyrrha for her help to help him get better. Sure, Carden was an unnecessary add-on, and we never got any specifics on why Jean resorted to such extremes, but maybe it'll come up in Volume 3. And yes, I know I'm probably overthinking this, but that's what I'm getting from it anyways. Overall, RWBY Volume 1 was great, and I highly recommend you watch it.